The Bleep Eclipse no headgear system for CPAPs. It is finally here. We've waited on this for a while. Now, previously there was a Bleep system, but it was plastic clips. Now we have the Bleep Eclipse, which uses magnets. It is absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to show you that system right now. On a pressure of 18, you guys, a pressure of 18. What is your pressure? Put it in comments for me. What pressure do you have your CPAP set at? And just put that in comments because I want to see. And then I want you to see what this looks like and how well it works on a pressure of 18. I've got a little video clip here for you. Check this out.
CPAP on about 10, maybe 12. I think that's probably the average. And most CPAP machines will go up to a pressure of 20, but I thought 18 would be pretty much at least a 95 percentile number. Very few people go above 8. This works on 18. Wow. All right. So right now, as we're going through the process, I'm just going, pressure has made it up all the way to a pressure of 18. No leaks. You can hear no leaks. The only sound that it's making is where the exhaled CO2 is coming out of the system. So I thought I would try to just relax, make it as much like it will be for you as possible. And turning head left to right, shaking that hose around, still no problem so far. No leaks, no irritation, moving my head all over the place. I mean, I can be a rough sleeper. Possibly you will as well. So kicked back here for a minute, had to let a little bit of that pressure out just because I'm not really used to 18. But you know what? It actually
18 is quite a lot of pressure, you guys. I'm seeing that you guys are using pressures of 10, 9.5. And over my career, I would say 10 is probably the average for everyone. And that's why I wanted to do the test on 18, because there are just so few people who really need even 18. There are some who need 20, and there are very, very few who need actually a special machine that can go up to potentially 25. So 10 is probably the average. If this works for me on 18, then I know that it's going to work for you if you're a nose breather. So we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of this Bleep Eclipse. There aren't many cons, but there are a couple, and we're going to talk about it in detail. So stick with me through this video, and by the end of it, you'll have a full understanding of everything that you need to know about the Bleep Eclipse. Now, if you haven't already done it, notice scrolling across the screen there, just type into comments #Bleep. #Bleep, and we're going to do a giveaway, a gift card to my website, AffinityHM.com. We'll do that at the end. So the first thing is, I'm noticing that, first of all, a lot of people are getting into the contest. That's great. Thank you for that. And so the Bleep Eclipse, we've been waiting a long time. This system is, as you could see, it's adhesives that go on each nose. There's a metal ring, which I'll show you more about that in another video here in just a moment. And then the actual system is a magnet. So the magnet magnetizes to the metal rings that are at your nose. And when I first heard about the Bleep, I was a little concerned that, you know, with the pressure, would the air pressure actually leak through that magnet on metal connection? And the answer is absolutely not. It does not leak. You saw in that video there a moment ago, and if you're just now joining us, you'll want to look at the recording later and look at that very beginning. But even moving your head up and down, around, all over the place, still, there's just not a problem with leaking. There could be a problem if you don't clean your skin before you start. And that's why we're only selling this package with the cleansing wipes along with the Bleep Eclipse, because it's so important that every single night before you put those adhesives on, that you have to have a clean surface on which you're working, or else the adhesive might actually come off, and you certainly don't want that in the middle of the night, for sure. So what I want to do is let's take a little more detailed look. It's a step-by-step process: cleaning, applying, using the Bleep Eclipse. So I'm going to put this video back up but I'm going to rewind it to the beginning so that you guys can take a look. Now, if you have already seen this video, in the meantime, if you would comment what city, what state you're coming from. And if you haven't already done it, definitely get in this contest right here. Type that into comments, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, type in comments, #Bleep. #Bleep with no spaces, and you'll be in the contest here in just a moment. So let's take a closer look at this video. We're going to let it play. I'm watching your comments right now. So if you have a question as this video is playing, feel free to throw it in there, and I'll answer it after the video plays, or I may answer it in the comments. So here we go. Let me rewind this.
Super awesome.
Step one is to make sure your skin, especially around your nose, is super clean. No oil, no makeup. Our package comes with wipes that you can use to clear that out and make sure it's super clean. And I've already done that. And then next step is you would get what we call halos. And these are the halos. They come on a little piece of paper, and you just take one at a time. I have a mirror set up. You take one at a time. These halos have metal rings, and I don't know if you can see that. There's a metal ring in the halo. And so definitely you just want to place that over your nose. I'm looking in a mirror. I highly recommend that to be sure that you get it placed properly. Also, press on the septum area and below your nose. Make sure it's sealed up really, really well. And then the rest, like so. All right, and I'll take the second halo now. Same process. All right, next, I have already set up an AirSense 10 on a pressure of 18. We're going to try 18 and see what happens. This is the Eclipse right here. It has on the end, under the bottom, a place so the CO2 can actually escape, and they made it so it's super quiet as well. All right, so next we're just going to go ahead and clip on the magnets. They really automatically just pop in place. All right, now I want you to see this. Obviously, I won't be able to talk as this gets going, but let's see what happens. Pressure of 18.
So my first thought was a pressure of 18. Wow, that's pretty high. I normally would use CPAP on about 10, maybe 12. I think that's probably the average. And most CPAP machines will go up to a pressure of 20. But I thought 18 would be pretty much at least a 95 percentile number. Very few people go above 18. So if this works on 18, wow. All right. So right now, as we're going through the process, I'm just showing you that the pressure has made it up all the way to a pressure of 18. No leaks. You can hear no leaks. The only sound that it's making is where the exhaled CO2 is coming out of the system. So I thought I would try to just relax, make it as much like it will be for you as possible. And turning head left to right, shaking that hose around, still no problem so far. No leaks, no irritation, moving my head all over the place. I mean, I can be a rough sleeper. Possibly you will as well. So kicked back here for a minute, had to let a little bit of that pressure out just because I'm not really used to 18. But you know what? It actually did super, super awesome.
Okay. Wow. All right, so that was at a pressure of 18, as you saw on the screen of the CPAP machine. No leaks whatsoever. I moved my head around, no leaks. This is awesome. All right, so the adhesives come off pretty easily, and I would imagine that, like in the shower, if you were to, get them wet, they probably come off even more easily than this. Come off super easy considering how strong they are. So there you go. Bleep Eclipse, thumbs up. All right, so Bleep Eclipse, thumbs up. I really do like it. Now, for the cons, there are some who it just will not work for you guys. And if you're a mouth breather, then obviously the air pressure, it would be the same problem that you would have with nasal pillows. With the air pressure going in your nose, you're opening your mouth, all the pressure comes out of your mouth then, and therefore no pressure in the airway, which is super important. And that's where you need the pressure to keep your airway open, right? So if your mouth is coming open when you use nasal pillows, then it's not going to work. So the solution would be to actually add to the Bleep Eclipse headgear. However, that would be up to you. Now, some people would rather, did I say headgear? I meant to say chin strap. So you would add to the Bleep Eclipse a chin strap. Now, it may, be something that you're fine with because you got rid of the headgear. Now you're adding a chin strap, or it may be something that just totally negates the benefit of using the Bleep Eclipse in the first place. So that's totally up to you, though. If you find that using a chin strap is more comfortable than the headgear, which would be the case in some situations, then go with it. Go with the headgear, go with the chin strap and the Bleep Eclipse. And so that's an option that you could do. People who have very sensitive skin, and just a moment ago, BC Belty Cat asked if the daily use of this adhesive would be a problem. It's not going to be a problem for 90%, maybe more, of the people who do use it, because it is an adhesive that's designed especially for this purpose. So they made it so that it's not real, hard on your skin. I'm fascinated with how well it sticks when you need it to, and how easy it is to take off when it's time to take off. And the key is really, if you saw in that video, just catching the edge of it and peeling it, and it comes right off very easily. However, when you're using it, you can tug on that and it's not coming off unless you want it to, as long as your skin is clean. So the mouth breather, the sensitive skin, that those two might be a situation where you wouldn't want to use it. Outside of that, I cannot think of any other reason not to use the Bleep Eclipse. And you guys know that 1988, now we're going way back, 1988. I don't even remember who was president at the time, but 1988 was a long, long time ago. And that's when I set up my first CPAP. And having set up so many CPAPs over all of the years, it's always been the mask. It's always been the mask. So that was the problem. And with this Bleep Eclipse, I see the potential for a complete game changer for many, many, many people that do use the system. Now let's talk about payment. All right, let's talk about insurance and payment and all of these questions. I'm going to come back to these here in just a minute after we talk about the insurance. All right, so these are insurance covered. So regardless of what insurance company you use, be it Medicare, Blue Cross, Anthem, Humana, whatever they are, whatever your insurance is, it is covered, because even though it's not your standard and typical type of CPAP interface, it has already gone through the code process. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but any type of CPAP equipment has to be submitted for a code. So when these companies are billing, they don't like send a bill to the insurance company that says CPAP mask. They send a code so that the insurance company sees that code. They know that it's a CPAP interface. So there are certain billing codes that your company would be aware of or should be aware of, and they will be able to bill this as if it is a CPAP mask. So I know that's really great news for many of you. Side note, AffinityHM.com does not bill insurance, so you're going to have to pay out of pocket. But in many cases, and part of the reason we don't do insurance is because there are so many cases where insurance deductibles come into play. You're going to have to come out of pocket anyway. So we set up our business model so that we can give the best price. So our price is actually lower than what your standard DME company would send to the insurance company, especially when you use that discount code. Give me 15 is a discount code that's good with any product in our entire store. So right now you'll see a price of $99.89 for the Bleep Eclipse. That's for it'll say 64 on the box, but you have two nose holes, two nostrils, so that's good for 32 nights. So it's a package that's good for 32 nights. It comes with the wipes. It's $99.89, but after you take that discount, it comes out to be about $85. So $85 for 1 month of using this fantastic system, I think, is a super good deal. All right. So now, does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask? And I will take a look and see. I already see something. Somebody mentioned mouth tape. By the way, comments here might be put on the screen. Okay, so Jane, my good buddy Jane. Hi, Jane. I'm glad you're here. Great question here from Jane. All right, Jane is saying, if you're a mouth breather using mouth tape, does the Bleep Plus tape cause issues? No, it will not. So right now, I'm assuming you're using mouth tape and you're using a nasal system. So either a nasal mask, the triangle that goes over just your nose, or you may be using nasal pillows. If you're using either nasal mask or nasal pillows, then and you're successful with that, then the Bleep Eclipse is perfect. There's going to be no problem. You may still have to, if you're using a chin strap, you may still have to use the chin strap. If you're using, in your case, Jane, using the mouth tape, you'll still have to use the mouth tape. But it all does work together. It's interchangeable in that way with no problem whatsoever. All right, and somebody is telling me in '88, Ronald Reagan was president. That's right, I remember. I do remember that now. So that was definitely great memory, whoever said that, and because that goes way, way, way back. All right, let's see. Does Bleep work with the heated hose and regular hose? Okay, great question, Belty. I like to call you BC. I hope you don't mind that. BC says, does the Bleep work with the heated hose or regular hose? And the answer to that question is either one. It's not going to matter whether you're using the heated or the regular hose. And since we're on that subject, let's talk about the heated hose and the regular hose. As the seasons are changing, thank you for the question, BC. As the seasons are changing, you guys are going to notice that there's a difference in the water rain out of your tubing. So just always keep in mind, it's only the difference between whatever you have your room temperature and what the temperature is inside of the tubing. So you can control the room temperature to affect how much rain out you're actually getting. You want the two temperatures to be as close as possible. So you maybe adjust the room temperature to compensate for the situation and reduce rain out as these seasons are changing right now. All right. Okay, so I see some people are using a full face. If you're using a full face mask, then the Bleep Eclipse would be a bit of a test. So you would not be sure if at night your mouth is coming open while you're sleeping on the CPAP, then you would have to have either mouth tape or a chin strap. However, I have noticed that there are a lot of people who use the full face mask and they really don't have to. The full face mask is typically the one that patients get in the beginning, and partly that is because during the sleep study, to have a patient in there, all right, you're doing the sleep study, you're in the next room, you know, with all of the computer equipment, the patient has all this stuff hooked up all over them, right? It's better to go ahead and use in the sleep study a full face mask, and that is because it will always work whether they're a mouth breather or not, right? So it minimizes the number of times, like if they were trying nasal pillows in the sleep study, the sleep technician may have to go back and forth and change it out to a different one and try this and try that. But with a full face mask, almost always it works for everyone, as long as, you know, it's on tight enough and it's the right size, etc. So therefore, if you're using the full face mask in the sleep study, a lot of times the doctor will write the order to the DME saying, you know, so-and-so used medium full face mask in the sleep study. Then the DME says, well, okay, they're medium full face mask. That's what I'm going to supply to the patient. Never having a conversation regarding, well, does your mouth come open when you're asleep, or yes or no? So there are a lot of people, I said all that just to say that there are many who are using a full face mask, and you could use a nasal interface. So I think my opinion is that it's worth a try. You know, try nasal pillows, try a nasal mask. You will know if your mouth's coming open, it's going to wake you up. But also, of course, if your mouth's coming open, the therapy is no good because the air pressure just goes right out your mouth and you don't have the air pressure in your airway where you need it. You need that air pressure to keep your airway open while you're sleeping. That's the whole idea of CPAP. So, all right. Jane is mentioning, we were just talking about rain out here a minute ago. And thank you again, Jane, for this comment. The hose lift fixes rain out. And it does. To get a CPAP hose lift, it actually lifts about half of the hose up well above your head. And the idea for the hose lift is really just to take the weight of the tubing off of your mask so it doesn't cause these leaks. It gets it out of your way. It gets it away from your arms, especially if you're flipping left and right. And some people do the alligator while they're sleeping. And with a hose lift, you can do that. Now, that's better. The hose lift is better than just using your bed post. And the reason for that is just because it's the tubing will slide through the little loop in the hose lift a lot more easily. And if you haven't seen that, you can go over to AffinityHM.com, find the CPAP hose lift, click on that item, and then within that item, I have a video sort of like the one that you've been looking at here that shows you exactly what the hose lift, it's like a demo of the hose lift, which is really a pretty good one too. It's been seen quite a lot. All right, so we have an anonymous post here. All right, let's take a look here. This is a good, they're coming from Facebook. And so if you don't register your name on Facebook, it doesn't show it in this video for your privacy, which is perfectly fine. Here's the statement. If someone is using a mask and having lots of leaks, then switches to the Bleep, could this better seal being on a need to lower pressure since leaks have been fixed? So could it require, basically, would you have to change your pressure now? Well, during the sleep study, a certain pressure was determined that is best for you. Sometimes there's this range of pressures, which if you watched any of these lives, I don't like the big wide range of pressure between 4 and 20, because as that machine is adjusting through 4 and 20 for you, which is what it's supposed to do, then it's going to wake you up a lot. And it's better to have a narrow range of pressure or even a specific pressure. So whatever that pressure is, let's say the doctor ordered 12 of pressure for you, okay? And using some system that's leaking a lot. And that leak is happening and you're not even getting a pressure of 12. You're probably getting a pressure of like 8 or 8.5 and everything's terrible. I mean, leaks ruin CPAP completely. So the answer is sort of no. Just because you've been having leaks only means that you've not been getting the pressure you need, the way that I see it. And to seal up the leak is only going to get you back to where your prescribed pressure was. So it shouldn't change unless you're one of these. Some people like to change their own pressure. So this is part of why I don't like people changing their own pressure. It's because, like, if you're having leaks and you're like, well, I need to bump it up, from that prescribed 12, I'm gonna put it on 16. You're just messing with it. So really, leaks is the thing that you want to fix on CPAP. If you're having leaks, you have to get the leaks fixed. By the way, you guys, what do you think about my poolside chat tonight? I wish that I was really right here next to this pool, but I thought you might like something a little more interesting to view in the background for a change. Yeah, actually, I don't even have a pool. So I was going to say my pool is not this nice, but I don't even have a pool at all. So maybe one day, you guys. I hope that you guys have something really nice like this. All right, so I think that we've gotten through all of the questions. I hope you guys have been actually putting in comments. I'm going to give you just another minute to drop into the comments wherever you're watching. Just drop #Bleep into the comments, and you're going to be in this contest. We're going to draw for a gift card here in just a moment. For any of you who are interested in the Bleep Eclipse, feel free to email me more questions, admin@AffinityHM.com. I'll answer them as quickly as I can. The days are very, very busy at the shop, but I'll get you an answer ASAP. These are on our website right now. They have been selling fast. So if you want to get the Bleep Eclipse, please go over there soon and type, and definitely be sure to get the discount code in at checkout. Give me 15. So just go over there. You'll see it says Bleep Eclipse. It's under the CPAP mask and accessories section. Get yourself a Bleep Eclipse. The code is give me 15, and you get that excellent discount. All right, you guys. Well, let's see. I'm going to share the screen of the giveaway, and we're going to go ahead and draw for that gift card here right now. All right, we have a lot of people entered here. There are a lot of people entered, so your chances are not all that great this time, but that's okay. We're going to have one winner, and if everyone is ready, type a comment. Let's go. Spin that wheel into comments. I'm waiting on a comment of spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. Anybody? I want to make sure this is all working. Somebody say, go for it, or spin that wheel, or yes, please. Anyone? Is this working? Okay, here we go. All right, thank you. Thank you. Here you go. I must have a lag. All right, you guys, here we go. Let's see who has won the gift card to AffinityHM.com. And the winner of the gift card tonight is Pam Conover. Pam Conover. Pam Conover, watching us from over on YouTube. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate you being here. And all right, and Pam Conover is the winner. Congratulations, Pam. If you would, send me an email. Let me know that you have won, and I'll get that gift card to you through the email tomorrow probably. And the admin at AffinityHM.com. My email is admin at AffinityHM.com. And all right, so that's everything I've got for you guys tonight. Look forward to seeing you next week. Please be here. I will have something good as I research and study all of the time about CPAP, APAP, and BiPAP, because I want you to get the best sleep of your life. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.